I am ashamed of myself. I'm not proud. I am disgusting. I didn't even consider the effects of other businesses in this space.
That's just straight up greedy, proper greediness. You knew what would happen, and that's what you intended to happen. Hi loves! So a scandal that started on Etsy and exploded on TikTok over the weekend, it's being called #TubieGate. And honestly, it's heartbreaking, it's infuriating, and just plain wrong.
I am genuinely so angry. Someone reported all of my listings on Etsy for the word Tubie tape and said it's a registered trademark. It's a big shop from the UK that reported me. I can't edit them. I can't relist them. They're gone. If you sell Tubie tape on Etsy, watch out because this person is going after your listings. It's messed up. Tubie tape is a term that everyone uses for medical tape that's on Etsy.
Imagine a word that represents comfort, identity, and community being snatched up by one person for profit. That's exactly what happened when an Etsy seller in the UK trademarked the word Tubie and started taking down small businesses who were using the words on Etsy. Before we get into this, if you're new here, welcome. Please hit the subscribe button and join this community.
I reported a lot of listings on Etsy. I reported the listings that used the words Tubie tape to sell patterned medical adhesive tapes.
There is an Etsy seller who is going around and mass reporting other Etsy sellers for using the term Tubie tape, and she is now going and doing this for anyone who's using the term Tubie in general. Tubie pad, Tubie clip, Tubie sets. To other chronically ill small business owners. This is a chronically ill small business owner who is doing it to other chronically ill small business owners. She trademarked the word Tubie so that anyone who uses the word Tubie in their Etsy listings, she can report and get their accounts violated and get their listings violated.
Right, let me break it all down for you. An Etsy seller named Faye Bingham, also known as TubieLifeUK, trademarked the word Tubie. As if that was not enough, she started reporting other small businesses that use the word Tubie in their listings. This led to Etsy removing their listings and in some cases shutting down entire shops for violations.
Our shop was one of them. She reported over 50 of our listings, had them taken down, leaving us with over 50 shop violations, losing star seller, losing hundreds of dollars, having to remake all of our listings, as when Etsy deactivates them, you can't change it and reactivate. You have to go through and manually remake each one, which took way too much time. Like, it's ridiculous.
Now let me explain. A Tubie is a person who uses feeding tube for nutrition. It's a term of love and community. These small businesses, they make products like Tubie tape, which is a patterned medical adhesive used to secure feeding tubes, oxygen cannulas, port dressings, and other medical devices. But they don't just sell plain tape, they create beautiful, fun designs to make these medical tools feel personal, joyful, and stylish. It's about bringing dignity and delight to daily care.
But I thought I would show you guys what these products are that we are all selling to give some people some more context. What is at the center of this whole thing is something called Tubie tape. Tubie is just a term that people have used for years for individuals who have feeding tubes. So people will call themselves and their loved ones tubies. So in order to kind of have that search engine optimization and have people find the specific type of tape we're selling, people call it Tubie tape. Tubie tape is essentially just sublimation printed medical tape, and everyone is unique in that they have different designs, but what you're going to find in all the stores is basically the same thing. We all get this HypaFix medical tape. It comes in rolls, and when you get it, it just looks plain white. There's nothing to it, and we heat press our designs on it and just cut it to certain sizes. There are also some other Tubie products that people sell, and they use that same language to reference them. So this is something called a Tubie pad, and people use them not just for feeding tubes, some people use them for catheters as well. We use these as an alternative to gauze because, you know, they're reusable, you can wash them, and honestly, they just kind of look a little cuter than gauze, if I'm being honest.
For anyone who doesn't know, this is what Tubie tape is. It's patterned HypaFix that you can put on central lines, nasal feeding tubes, abdominal feeding tubes, medical devices. And Tubie sets are these that go around feeding tubes. This is called a Tubie pad. This is called a port cover. And this is called a Tubie clip.
Guys, if you're still with me, I'm finding this content interesting. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Let's get back to it. So for someone to swoop in and trademark a word that's been lovingly used in this community for several years and then use it to remove competition, now that's beyond messed up. That's so messed up. It's not even her original term. She didn't create it. The community did. This term has existed for years.
But I'm even mad for the people that have to change their listings because Tubie is not a trademark word, but she trademarked it. Like, everyone uses the word Tubie. People call themselves Tubies. Like, I can't even put into words how absurd this is.
I really have not had time to dig into this all that much, and I can't find the specific origins of the word. So I've seen people say it's been around for decades. I cannot prove that to you. I can prove to you that it's been around since at least 2010, and the owner of that small business, first of all, the business was created in 2019. The owner of that small business is 28, so she is 3 years older than I am. So did you invent the word Tubie when you were 13 years old, and it suddenly became part of, like, common vernacular without you having any social media accounts until more recently? I searched Tubie on Olay's website. This is the oldest thing that came up. It's from the 2014 conference. There's another company, something that sponsored them called Trendy Tubies back in 2014. Someone who goes by Crunchy Tubie Mama has published multiple books, the earliest of which was in 2017. There's this book, which was published in 2016. This book, which was published in 2014. I mean, apparently there's some disagreement on how to spell the word Tubie. However, this book was published in 2010.
And let's be real, the impact of what she did has been global. It hasn't just affected sellers in the UK, but it's affected sellers in the United States, in Canada, in Netherlands. Sellers have had their listings taken down. Some woke up to that message and they had their listings taken down. Some lost their star seller status. Some lost income because their listings were pulled down. And some spent 15 to 24 hours relisting their items, having to remove the word Tubie from several of their listings.
Our shop was one of them. She reported over 50 of our listings, had them taken down, leaving us with over 50 shop violations, losing star seller, losing hundreds of dollars, having to remake all of our listings, as when Etsy deactivates them, you can't change it and reactivate. You have to go through and manually remake each one, which took way too much time. Like, it's ridiculous.
So in my listings, I can no longer call this a Tubie clip. I can no longer call this Tubie pads, and I can no longer call this a Tubie set altogether. I have to call it a tube set, a tube clip, and a tube pad because this person trademarked the word Tubie. Why, as chronically ill or disabled or really just small business owner in general, why are we going after other small business owners, other chronically ill, disabled small business owners?
Oh, and every time they relisted their products, Etsy charged them 20 cents.
But not everyone is familiar with how Etsy works. When you make a listing on Etsy, it charges you 20 US cents to post that listing. That means for everyone that had like these massive takedowns, if they didn't lose their shop, which some people, due to the amount of takedowns that there were, actually permanently lost their Etsy shop. But for the people that didn't just have listings removed, they are now having to pay 20 US listing to get their listings reinstated. Now, I know that 20 cents doesn't seem like a lot, but if you're selling your product for only like between $3.50 and $5, because that's like the average price of like Tubie stuff, that adds up really quick. And this is an expense that people were not expecting to be having.
Now, that might sound like pocket change, but when you've got several listings, then that starts to add up really fast, especially when your margins are already razor thin. Majority of these sellers are mostly disabled creators, some of them living with chronic illness, using their creativity not just to survive, but as a way to uplift others going through the same thing. They're making products that match people's personalities and bring a little spark to a hard reality. In the UK here, we have the NHS where we receive free healthcare. However, in the US, where they have to pay for their healthcare, for some of these creators, they use the earnings from this to pay for healthcare. So it's a real hurt to them.
Many of the creators that have these small businesses use it as their income to pay medical bills, medical supplies, and live off of. And she didn't consider how many people she would be hurting.
So when Faye trademarked Tubie and started actively reporting shops, it wasn't a misunderstanding. It was calculated. Her goal? So when someone searches for Tubie tape or Tubie pad or Tubie pads or anything to do with the word Tubie, only her stuff shows up. That's just straight up greedy. Proper greediness.
As of yesterday, we have managed to get all of our items back up on the shop under the name Tube. So we have tube tape and feeding tube sets. We know it's not ideal. We know it now won't show up when people go to search for items, because everyone, if you're searching for a Tubie pad, you're going to search Tubie pad. If you're looking for Tubie tape, that's what you're going to look for. You're not going to look for tube tape or tube feeding tube pad, because why would you?
Faye, who also suffers from chronic illness, on her page, when I typed it up in Google, it says, "Hi, I'm Faye. I'm a fellow Tubie and the face behind the brand TubieLife. As a small business, every single order means so much to me." So just the same way every single order means so much to you, likewise, every single order, it means a lot to the other sellers as well. And because of this, each and every order is made, picked and packaged with as much love and care I can give. She knew the importance of these sales to these individuals, but yet she was so selfish and still went ahead to trademark that word, knowing fully well the impact it would have on sellers. She posted an apology video.
Today I made the biggest mistake that I think I have ever made in my entire life. Please bear with this video. It's not scripted. I thought it best to waffle what is in my head. There might be quite a few gaps because I have been trying to do this for a long time today now. I hurt so many small businesses ran by disabled and chronic illness creators today. I also hurt the wider Tubie community. Last year, I was advised to protect my business and my brand by getting trademarked. This was because there was a company trying to register as TubieLife, and it scared me and it panicked me. And so I sought legal advice, and they advised that I trademark the key important words that are used in my business. I was advised to protect those trademarks by reporting infringing content. And I did this with no consideration for anyone else. I am everything that the comments in the comment section have been saying about me. I am ashamed of myself. I'm not proud. I am disgusting. I didn't even consider the effects of other businesses in this space. I tried to report the companies, the businesses, the listings that used the words Tubie tape to protect my business, and I shouldn't have. I have been looking into ways to try and resolve my actions against these businesses, these wonderful creators. I made a huge mistake, and I don't know how to fix it. I feel like a child not knowing how to run a business. And I made a huge mistake. I cannot reinstate those listings via Etsy. I have looked. I am so disgusted with myself that I did that and hurt people. I want to rectify it as much as I can, and with as little gain to myself, because I don't think that you guys should support me. I am shocked at my own behaviour and lack of consequence awareness that I showed today. I will be closing my business for 2 months because I cannot reinstate those listings, and I wanted everyone to have enough time where I was not accepting payments or taking money whilst other people's shops were down and they were having to put in a hell of a lot of work that I caused. I don't know how else to make it up to those businesses, because nothing ever will make it up to them. I made a business decision. I acted like a big corporate business, and I forgot my morals and forgot who I was. I am so sorry. I am sorry because of all the pain, the hurt, the panic that I have caused. What I promise to anyone watching this is that I will be holding on to the trademarks, and everyone can use the terms Tubie or Tubie tape. I will be holding on to them so no one else can do the atrocities that I have caused today. I am so sorry. If any businesses that were affected by my actions today want to reach out to me via email, please do. If there are anything I can try and do to help the businesses affected restart, set up their listings, then please let me know. I have tried to brainstorm ways I can help. I have fought with apologising or disappearing and not saying a word, and I hope that you can accept the apology. All of your feelings, both from the community and from the small businesses affected, are valid and are so true. I am disgusting. I am ashamed. I am not proud. I attacked the people who matter within this space, and I made it an unsafe space. I'm not going to say any more because because this is not about me, this is about the people that I affected.
But apology video didn't land very well. The community saw right through it.
TubieLife did this maliciously. Her apology means nothing. She's not sorry. She's sorry she got caught, and then she's closing her shop so that she doesn't get the negative reviews. This isn't okay. This is what we mean when we say we don't like grifters in the community. We will come together and be loud and call you out for it.
She's since deleted her accounts, but the trademark, it still stands. Now, the trademark was UK based, so ideally it really shouldn't have affected sellers in the US. But Etsy's automated system took down their listings anyways. Thankfully, it looks like some of the US shops have been reinstated by Etsy.
So I have a positive TubieGate, TapeGate, Tubie Talk update for you all. I own spoonie sets over on Etsy where I sell Tubie tape, and 18 of my listings were taken down for copyright violations for the word Tubie and Tubie tape. It looks like the individual has gone in like she said she would and withdrawn her complaints. So my listings are eligible to be relisted. They don't automatically get relisted. I'm still out the money that I had to pay to create the new listings and post all of those, but hopefully now all those violations are gone. There's no more marks against my account, and I should be hopefully good to go. And I'm probably gonna stick to just shipping to the United States and Canada from now on, since I can't track the trademarks everywhere.
However, those poor individuals, what they would have gone through in that whole process, just trying to get the listings back up, the stress, the hassle, and apparently they still had to incur the cost of putting the listings back up. But for those in the US, just when they thought the nightmare was over, someone else in the US filed to trademark the word Tubie too. You would have thought that this person would have learnt from what Faye did, but no, rather they've decided to do the same thing in the US.
Okay, we all know how a few days ago someone in the UK put a trademark on the word Tubie, shut down a ton of small businesses, impacted a whole community and more. Yeah, well, it keeps going. As you could see here, on May 12th, 2025, someone in California has now filed in the US for, a trademark on the word Tubie. People need to leave our community be. We are a group of disabled individuals that do this to help support themselves and to bring joy to an already difficult life.
Let me be clear, this wasn't just about listings. This was an attack on a community that already carries so much. These creators aren't just sellers, they are fighters, they are caregivers, they are survivors. And trying to profit off them, that's not just selfish, that's shameful. The community is now asking Faye to reverse the trademark and to reimburse sellers for the cost of reinstating their listings. Because honestly, how do you claim that you didn't think this would hurt people when you were the one that was actively reporting them to Etsy and they were receiving violations? Like, what did you think would happen when you report sellers to Etsy? You knew what would happen, and that's what you intended to happen. Anyways guys, that's the full breakdown of #TubieGate. If this kind of content resonates with you, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the notification button so you get notified of my next video. Till next time guys, be kind and protect your people.